Hi, this is Stephanie Fleming, and welcome to Champions Corner. This show is brought to you by English World and her networks on Zingo TV channel 50 and 251. Please remember to download both the Zingo TV app on the respective app stores and iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. This app is completely free. Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire TV sticks, Roku and Roku sticks, and all smart TVs 2016 forward. Tonight, I'm joined by my co-host, Milkman Kendall. Matt is also a professional Muay Thai fighter with tons of amateur experience and pro experience as well. We've got some exciting news coming up in the near future for Matt, so hold tight for everyone tuning in every week. Also joined by Canadian Jake Peakcock, athlete with a lot of heart, grit, and knockout power. We got to see that on display when he became the super welterweight title holder, defeating Caleb Hunter by TKO due to strikes on Lion Fight 65. Jake is now 5-0. Right alongside Jake, we have another fellow Canadian, Regan Gowing. She's also a professional Muay Thai fighter. She's hailing from Canada, is currently ranked second in the super flyweight division with a record of 5-2. Regan is set to take on Jan Salini in Lion Fight Promotion 66. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Doing great.
I'm going to let my wonderful co-host here shoot off the first question to both these athletes. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, first, congratulations. Big congrats to Jake. I have you on social media. Same with Regan. I've never crossed paths and met with Regan or you, Jake, in person, but I see you guys' life and what's going on and been following your guys' careers. Jake, number one, congratulations on having your new baby. I've seen that you had a child there that's going through a fight camp, and I know having 3 kids is challenging. And big congrats on that North American title. It was a beautiful fight, a good display of heart, and I mean, it was your ring from the start, so big congrats to that. I'm going to ask Jake you the first question. What was the fight camp like having the new addition to your family?
It's pretty funny, actually. This guy's a big clincher, and we knew he was coming to clinch me. And I almost got extra work because I had to hold the baby like this and bounce. My bicep here was falling off at the end of camp. It was doing so much of this, like for 5 hours a day. So
yeah.
Quite funny, actually. Prepared me well for the fight.
There you go. That's beautiful. That's amazing. I remember those steps. It almost makes me want another one, but then that thought goes away real quick. And I'll keep on practicing. Just no more kids. Regan, you have a big fight coming up on Lion Fight 66. Now your fellow used to be teammate but friend. I know you guys do cross paths. I think you're at a separate gym. She's with H.E.R. and you're with Gracie. Tell us about your fight coming up.
Well, I'm just gonna avoid this air conditioning that's in the background there. Nice view.
Yeah.
So my opponent is Yasmin Tahani, and I was originally supposed to be fighting somebody else. I won't name the name because it'll probably be a fight coming up, but didn't go through because of travel and COVID. So I'm fighting Yasmin, who took the fight, which I'm really excited about because we were actually both supposed to be going to IFMA, the Pan Ams last year when everything COVID, but she's top class for in the US, and I'm top in the weight class in Canada, so it'll be a pretty exciting fight.
That is exciting. Both. You guys are both on. It's one of the best platforms right now. Is Lion Fight. They're doing big things. Myself watching and being idle and not fighting has been very. It's been crappy. Everywhere in Canada is shut down. And I know, you know, Kieran Keedle, Jake, I know you know Kieran. He has the promotion Muay Thai World Cup, but nothing is happening. And it's really exciting to see that you guys are able to perform and do your job and get out there and still grow and capture a North American title and even just fight. So we're very excited to see the Canadian talent and you guys on the cards. So it's really nice. Steph, right back at you.
My first question is for Jake. Jake, you've had some great wins with Lion Fight Promotions. Like Matt said, a great promotion out there, doing a lot for Muay Thai fighters. You had a great knockout with Lee Walton with that head kick, which that was really exciting to watch, I must say. And at Lion Fight 65, when you landed the world's most perfectly timed liver shot. You've been definitely making waves in the Muay Thai world. Can you walk us through a little bit of your last fight and how you felt in that fight?
Sure, yeah. I mean, first of all, Lion Fight's been amazing. Like you said, they're the only show right now running consistently. I mean, they have plans to do 12 shows this year. I think a minimum of 12 shows, so it's fantastic. And as far as this last fight, like I said, the guy comes out with high pressure, higher volume in the clinch. And he's strong and he's relentless with the clinch, and I've seen that from previous fights. So we prepared against that, and I knew I had to move a lot. First 2 rounds was filling him out, and he got me into a corner a couple of times and locked the clinch on. And I wasn't doing too bad in the clinch. I was neutralizing it quite well and keeping the knees fairly equal. So I think the points were fairly equal for the most part, but then I started to move, knew what I had to do, and then he didn't get a hold of me, and then I could start picking my shots, wearing him down. And it doesn't matter how tough you are, at the end of the day, you'll go down to the body, anybody will. The body's a great way to finish it. I mean, head kicks are cool, and one punches are cool and all that, but I mean, body work's amazing because you'll see a man's life leave his eyes for a while when he starts getting into the body too much.
We had Ernesto Hus on the show a couple, and we were saying that, you know, someone goes to sleep, that's it, they don't remember, they have no choice, they're asleep. But when you hit someone to a body, it's like you're taking a knee, you know you got somebody, you stole their soul. So
yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And my next question, Regan, you're great friends with Taylor McClatchy. How did you feel watching her bout? That must have been super exciting for you. I know you guys get to train a little bit together and you're good friends. So tell me a little bit about the relationship. Tell me how you felt watching that fight. It must have been really exciting to see a friend not do something so great.
Yeah, it was. I was gripping onto my heart the whole time because I just wanted her to win so badly. I'm sure everyone can understand that when they see anyone they care about fighting. But I know it meant so much for her. I know how hard she trained for that fight too, especially she was going up a weight class, and it was for like a North American title. Like she wanted it, and that's the thing about Taylor is like she works so hard, and when she really wants something, like she'll go and get it, which she did, and I was just so proud of her. When she won and when Jake won, guys, you made my night. I'm just telling you.
I've been saying it for a while now. It's the rise of Canadian fighters. There's been this talent here for a long time, and I think there's more and more opportunities coming up for Canadian fighters. So, I mean, look out because we're all making waves.
Yes. And I see Jake McKenzie's also going to be on our next card on Lion Fight. I'm super excited to see all these Canadian fighters coming and showing up.
Yeah, I believe that's a 4-man at 165 pounds, a 4-man tournament. Yeah, that's a nice one. So I'm going to ask the next one. Okay, so this is something that has posed a problem now, obviously, is COVID. Regan, I'm going to ask you first because you can't come and really ask people, like, what are you guys doing? What do you do? How has COVID affected your training? I know Ontario, if you're doing stuff, it's underground, and you know, you can't show your pad work and all this stuff. There's all these things because you get people like, oh my God, you shouldn't be doing that. But how did COVID is affecting your camp? How is it affecting you? Have you taken any pluses or minuses out of it? How has COVID affected your camp, in good or bad?
I think that, I mean, it's been negative and it has some positives too. I mean, we can't train classes. Like I'm really limited with people that I can train with, obviously. I live alone, so I don't have anyone I'm putting at risk by coming home and going out and training with someone. But it's been a lot of like one-on-one training, me and my coach Nick, or me and Ashley Nichols. We've been training too. So in that respect, it's been a positive because I get a lot of one-on-one attention with like Ashley, who's one of the best fighters in Canada.
She's sick.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And then one-on-one with the coach, but limiting because I don't have all the partners to train with, right?
Yeah, for sure. Now, would you say that more so in like the sparring aspect?
I think so. Like, I think there's a benefit in training with a multitude of people, and in training with people who aren't as skilled as that you don't have the opportunity to work with somebody much more skilled. So in that respect, it can be a little bit limiting.
Yeah. And Jake, you know, I mean, I was watching your camp. I knew we'd get you on the show. I knew it was going to happen, but you know, I understand right now as I'm starting to train, like, and I'm training for stuff, and I get my coaches. It's hard to get everyone aligned. Are you finding it? Did you find it problematic, or was it like a breeze? How was your camp with COVID?
More so, COVID's affected my business. I run a gym, own a gym with my wife. So, I mean, they've been closing us down, opening us up. But over the last 13 months, I think we've been closed 8 or 9 of those months, or had major restrictions. And as you know, any kind of restrictions on a martial arts gym is not great for it. You know, whether you allow kids classes or you only allow one-on-one training. One-on-one training doesn't pay the bills. You need the gym running fully functioning to be paying the bills. So that's been the hardest part. As far as training goes, you know, if I need to chop a tree for training, I'll chop a tree. Yeah. Ali said, wrestle with an alligator, tussle with a whale. You know, no, you can do what you need to do to get it done. So, and my team's very good. My team's very loyal, and I have a great group of guys and girls. We're making it work. That's good. Yeah, it's good to hear.
I was just going to say, for anyone who is wondering where Jake is out of, Jake, you own Dunamis in Calgary, Alberta, right?
That's right, yeah.
And Jake, your wife also trains in Muay Thai. I want you to tell us a little bit about how you guys met, how cool it is to have a wife that trains in Muay Thai as well. I mean, I'm sure she makes you do the dishes when you really don't want to. Yeah, so talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's from Saskatchewan, and she moved to Calgary for university. We met at university. Funny enough, when she was moving, she Googled kickboxing gyms in Calgary. She'd never done it before, and she wanted to do it. She had no idea when she met me. I used to fight at the time. I wasn't fighting anymore, I was just training people. And then I pretty much trained her from the ground up, and she loves it. She's amazing at it. She picked it up real quick. She's awesome. And yeah, like fight break out and kicking all the time. You know, teeth out nowhere while she's serving dinner or what we're doing. Fights break out all the time. I mean, literally just an hour ago, she said we should go downstairs and wrestle.
I love it.
She loves to fight, wrestle, and kickbox.
That is like my Friday, Saturday night in my house. I have a gym in the basement, and it's constant. If you're doing anything, it's always we go and we spar first. So.
Right.
Amazing. Regan, you next. I want you to talk a little bit about your last couple of fights, how it feels to be on that platform. You see you fight past, representing women and like the opportunities and stuff that now seem to be coming for women, and how women are getting a little bit more of the spotlight.
Oh, wow. Well, amazing, first of all. My first fight was 2 fights ago, and it was in September 2019. Jake was on the card, actually. And it was the first time I met Jake and Krista, his lovely wife, who is she's amazing, just as amazing as he says. But it was it was really surreal for me because like I actually am a huge fan of Jake. He knows this. I fangirled in the elevator when I met him. But just to be on that venue with like these admire and respect was it was really, really crazy. And so, like I said, but and then like I did really well in that fight. So they brought me back for my last fight, which was a North American title shot, which I unfortunately didn't get because I got caught with the second round. So they stopped the fight because I was bleeding into my own eye. But I mean, just to open up that type of opportunity, and then also I think that's the opportunity for Taylor to go on to the card and win the title too. So anything I can do to help women in the sport and put that level of talent on display, it's really meaningful to me for sure.
Well, and it makes it easier for the next generation coming up. Like the little girls now have something to aspire to. They have people and role models who have made it onto bigger stages. So there's something to look forward to there. And also when it comes to a loss, I think I've seen on one of your Facebook posts about how like making the most of the loss and like how you learn from your losses and you sharpen your. So I think that's a great takeaway too. You know, fighting is an evolution. You're constantly getting better. You're constantly sharpening your tools, and you know, big things coming for you for sure in the future.
Yeah, that's another title shot, and then a world shot hopefully coming up soon.
There you go. Regan, Regan, I had the pleasure of sparring with one of your coaches for. They brought me up to Ottawa, Mark Holst, and he was fighting Cosmo Alexander, and I went up for the week, and we went up with 3 guys to go and spar Mark, and on the first day he put out the first 2 guys, and it was just left me sparring Mark for like 4 or 5 days, and it was a very long trip for me, but it was fun. Why don't you tell us about your school? And you know, they had just opened up, and then COVID kind of happened. Just explain about their new school, your coaches, and where you're at, where you're training right now.
Yeah, well, so yeah, Nick and Mark opened this school right as COVID was developing. So I mean, like every other gym owner, it's been not great for business, obviously. But I actually I trained with Nick and Mark for years and years. Like Nick was my coach, my main coach for most of my amateur career. And I actually moved back with him because he was in a position where he could actually coach me again. So we have a pretty lengthy relationship. Same thing with Mark. He was in my corner for a lot of my amateur fights as well. So I know what you mean when you say, he go pretty hard as far.
Yeah, you took him out. It was the guy is like right away. They brought us up. It was a paid training. We went up for paid sparring, and I got there, and then I was like, yeah, okay, you know, it's all right. And he took out the first 2 guys right away, and then it was just later. Hey, man, it was good for me, but they couldn't walk, and yeah, I was pretty tired.
I feel the pain.
Yeah, you know, that was the first time I've ever had I believe it's called a savate, where he does the steps the 1 foot behind and the sweep.
I know that's
legal, not legal, but it was. He taught me that, and I still use it to this day. Jake, you know, I see you have your gym, and it from someone looking off from the side, it almost looks like you're independent. And I was my question is, who's your coaches? Like, I mean, who are you training with? I know you had Sitan. His name's drawing a blank. Sitan Gym. What's his name?
Thiago.
Yeah, I know he was in your corner, but who's your coaches? Who's your pad holders? What's your main coaching staff?
So because I run my own gym, I don't actually have a head coach. I've built up a solid team of guys that I work with. I do drills with, sparring. They're top class. They're great athletes, and I really do believe that they'll be on a world level in the near future here. We just need the opportunity to come about. So I have an amazing team at Dunamis. And then Chris McMillan is my pad holder. So I work with Chris 2 to 3 times a week leading up to fights, which is great. Chris has been really helpful, and I don't do pad work with anyone else. So he's really got a great flow with me, and we work some cool stuff. So leading up to a fight, it's my team at Dunamis, the guys that I train, and then Chris McMillan on the pads.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I have coaches, and they always travel with me. But there's a process in my career where I was just like, hey, you guys can't come. I'm just going, and I would just go wherever, and I would fight many fights. And that's kind of like what you had sit-down. I keep on dropping his name.
Thiago,
yes. I saw you in his corner. My question is, going into that situation, you're like, yeah, I'll find somebody when I get there to corner me, or is it like you already had him in mind? Or?
Sorry, your platform just left me. Krista, how do I get this back up? Someone called you. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Someone keeps calling from the US.
She's also talent fighter, also his IT.
Yeah. They're probably asking you for duct cleaning.
As far as that question goes, I always wanted to have a pro career with a coach.
Yeah.
It didn't work out because I stopped fighting. I opened up a gym, and that was my focus. Was the gym. It wasn't fighting at the time. I was training people. Then I was encouraged to start fighting professionally, so I took up professional fighting again. And it just happened. Like there's too many politics in Calgary. It's such a small town. There's a lot of childish gym owners as well. To be fair, and so I just need to get with it with my team. And what happened was usually Chris McMillan comes. Chris is a very seasoned amateur, and he had a short pro career. He's retired now, but he won the Canadian National WBC belt. He's an awesome guy, awesome fighter. So he usually comes with me. But because of the travel restrictions right now, I just gave my friend Thiago, who's the head coach of Milkman, I gave him a shout, and he flew down from Arizona. They're an amazing team that I've trained with before in Arizona, so it was great to have him there.
It's amazing. That's one thing about Muay Thai. It doesn't matter. We all speak the same language, and being there for each other doesn't matter gyms. It's the beautiful thing about our sport.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Steph?
I'm going to kind of sort of piggyback off the topic and ask Jake, what do you enjoy coaching?
Oh, so much, but the amount of different people that we get in the gym, and from the very beginning, my wife and I, we wanted to create a community. Everybody's welcome. We have such a great team. Like even the people that don't compete, they bring great energy to the gym. They train hard. It's great seeing people's lives almost transformed. People that don't have community outside the gym, they find community and friendship at the gym at Dunamis. So I think that's the biggest thing. And then obviously we really are creating like great athletes. Not only the people that compete do well, we're always winning more than we're losing. So that's a good thing. We're doing really good stuff. But it's also the people that don't compete. They're really growing in their understanding of the sport and their skill and their execution of skill and technique. So I love my team. I'm so proud of everyone at my gym. It really is just a great environment.
Awesome. Yeah. Also, why I love to see people grow. It's a thing to see athletes take your inspiration and sort of go from there and continue to improve. Regan, I've noticed that you spent some time in Thailand. I really want to go. I'm super jealous. Matt brags about having spent a lot of time in Thailand all the time. Tell me about your experience, what it was like to fight in Thailand.
It was great. I wish we could all just live and fight in Thailand. That would be wonderful. I had a really fun experience because I was up in northeast, which is like the countryside of Thailand. It's Ubon Ratchathani, which is like a very farm-centered town. It's a pretty big town, but I was on the outskirts of the town even more so. And I trained with Ole Larson, and it was really cool to be able to meet him, big MMA fighter. And I had 4 fights in Thailand, and they were interesting, a lot of fun. And I don't really know what else to say about it. It was a great experience. I wish I could go back and live there right now.
One thing I've noticed that is really different from like fights in Thailand versus like if you were to have a fight in America or Canada is like betting and gambling is huge there, eh?
I mean, that's
when they bet.
That's how they make their money. Well, a lot of people make money. Like betting on the fights, which is really fun because I won. the crowd is like, it's intense there, and it's so crazy because like I find the fights especially when you're on a big promotion, it's very like fighter centered. Like it's all about the process and the walkout and everything. When you're fighting in Thailand, it's like get in and get out and just do what you do, which makes it a bit different. Yeah.
For sure. Cool experience to have, definitely. Matt, I'm gonna let you shoot off the next couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right back to Regan. You know, traveling and fighting. That's one thing about our sport that I love too, is that it's all the travel and being able to meet so many people. As of right now, it's not happening for a lot of us. I'm actually jealous for YouTube, because you're both able to even just leave your hometown or wherever you're from right now to go and fight. But what's your most memorable? What would you say a highlight of your career, or what is Muay Thai? Where has it brought you? That's somewhere that you could just be like, man, if it wasn't for fighting, it wouldn't have brought me here.
For me, there's quite a few. Well, the big one would be being able to live and fight in Thailand and just be able to go fight in the local stadiums, and that's amazing. But I think the biggest, the most recent, is being able to be on Lion Fight, because this is like a promotion that when I first started fighting amateur way back in the day, we're not going to talk about how long ago it was, but it was like, this was the organization that, this is my goal, to be on this organization, and now to be able to be here and being able to fight title shots even, like, and that's my goal. It's like, I'm going to win the world title, like that's what's going to happen. To do that on Lion Fight Promotions, which is my dream promotion, is just crazy for me. It's surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And wear the belt everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Bed, shopping, out with friends.
You know what I really like about Lion Fight too is their titles. They keep it very Thai, like the Thai belts. You know, like every promotion that I fought for, everything is very modern, like North American space. Like I like how their belts are very like Thai. You know, it's nice. Jake, I know you come from the UK. It's clear if people didn't know that already. You come from the UK. Living in Canada now, where I mean, I can't even ask you what's your highlighted career, because clearly to me, I would think that what has happened last Friday would have been the highlight. But what is something that you can tell people that are watching, your highlight, somewhere that fighting has brought you, that it's just fighting it was because of fighting it brought you there?
Yeah, I love every experience. That the week of the fight is just always unique.
Yeah,
I don't think anything will top my debut for Lion Fight. The whole week leading up to it, I was out there early for some medical stuff, like a CT scan that Vegas requires, and I didn't get it done here, so I got it done there. I was a week early there, staying with my friend Spencer Lazara and his family, and a few of my team flew out to watch and cheer me on, and it was just a great build up. The house was packed. You know, you had like, I think it was Nick Diaz was in the front row watching.
dope.
Sean Shelby was there. Like, it was a cool. Roy Jones was in the hotel that week, and I met him a couple of times and chatted with him a bit. It was just cool. It was amazing. And to fight in Vegas for the first time was really cool. And I love Vegas. Like, it's super quick to get there. It's nice weather. I don't know. That was probably my all-time favorite experience. And I got the head kick KO.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That tops off. But honestly, every fight camp and every fight week is always different and always great. And great memories come of them.
Yeah, I've been down to corner friends and people online fight, and I'd never had the pleasure of fighting online fight. I was signed with Friday Night Fights for a bit there, so it's kind of locked into contracts. But yeah, I always liked the way that they treated the fighters. The week of, it was very nice that, you know, here fighting on smaller shows, and you think like, you know, people are watching thinking pro fighters like, oh my God, it must be this and that. And it's like, yo, dude, you got to see some of the stuff that we've had to go through. But Lion Fight really treated all the fighters really nice. And I like that when I was down.
Yeah, they're great. They've been great to me. They've been really great to me. And they're very fair, and they work hard for you. So we should work hard for them back as well.
That's
Put
good.
on a
That's
good show.
amazing. Steph?
Jake, I've seen that you and Scott Kent have been talking about some big things coming up in the future. Are you able to let us in on that?
I don't know if I'm allowed right now. Actually, I'm not. I will be going to the UK to fight in the near future, so later this year, and yeah, I don't know if I can say for what, but yeah.
Maybe an
how do you think that's
international title? Or
Say that again. Sorry.
How do you think that's going to feel fighting UK?
Oh, it'd be amazing. It'll be amazing. It'd be great. That's my hometown. I'll have if fans are allowed, I will bring the fans.
Yeah.
Pack the place.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Like my family,
That's for
my
sure.
family's there, friends, everyone I grew up with. So, and honestly, a lot of my support is from the UK. People that I went to even went to elementary school with still reach out to me and message. So it'd be great to see everyone and fight for everyone in England.
Jake, I see you say before in an interview that you ramp it up before that you're constantly training, constantly working. So I'm wondering, what's your favorite weapon to train, and what's a typical day of training like for you?
Favorite weapon? I don't know. Anything that lands, really. Anything that lands and does damage. Anything that gets the highlight reel. So whatever. If it's the left head kick, right head kick, left cross, right hook, I don't know. Anything really. And then as far as training goes, I train 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week. I will train in the morning, whether that's bag work or pad work. And then I'll go for like a run, some kind of cardio in the middle of the day. And then in the evening, I'll train with my team, whether it's sparring or drills. We do a lot of Dutch style drills. So that's a typical day, really.
Awesome. And Regan, basically the same question to you. Obviously, you're training super hardcore. Your fight is right around the corner. Take us through a typical day now for you ramping up for this fight.
Have to work, obviously. So I actually work from home now with COVID. So I work, sign on to my computer, do what I need to do, and then I go midday to train for an hour or so with my coach. Come back, work, run, go back and train in the evening, and then make it home before curfew because I'm in Quebec and we have a curfew right now.
His person?
Yeah.
To not to Germany real quick.
Yeah. So I try and get everything done, in that time. Same thing, training about 2 or 3 times a day.
So for everyone out there, you hear how hard these athletes are working. It's a day and night, constant training type of thing. So supporting, sponsoring professional Muay Thai fighters and amateur Muay Thai fighters, it's huge. It needs to be done more, especially for female athletes, as I'm sure you've experienced. It can be tough times trying to get sponsors. That being said, I'm going to give you guys both a little opportunity to give a shout out to some sponsors. And I know both of you are currently taking on new sponsors if anyone is interested. That's right, guys? Yeah. Okay, so Regan, you can go first. Give us any shout outs that you might have for sponsors. And then Jake, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate right now. I've got 2 big sponsors. One is actually a good friend of mine, Brad Hargrove Real Estate. He's always supported me, and Taylor actually from the beginning. And I have another sponsor, Garage Gym Guys, who are amazing. They actually make and sell their own fitness equipment for a fraction of the cost of the big guys. At garagegyminc.com, or their handle on Instagram is Garage Gym Inc. Or Garage Gym Guys Inc. Sorry.
Awesome. Jake, you go ahead.
I have a great sponsor in ATP Lab supplements. They've been fantastic for the last year. I've been sponsored by them, and they are key to my nutrition in camp and getting me on weight as well, and then my rehydration process as well, just staying healthy as well. They're fantastic, super clean, and they've been great to me. And then my other sponsor is Panther Sports and Medicine for any physio needs. Scott Sherman, he's one of the owners of Panther Sports in Calgary, and he fixes me up really good. And then Coach TJ Nutrition Services, he actually flies out to my fights, and he will cook all my meals, leave it like on fight week. So you wouldn't believe some of the stuff you can do in a hotel room. We have to tape the fire alarm so that the sprinklers don't go off because he's cooking and smokes everything. It's brilliant. The whole floor, if you're on the same floor as us on fight week, the whole floor smells of like fish and chicken. And
oh, Regan, avoid his floor for sure if you guys are ever in the same hotel. Matt, I know you recently hooked a sponsor too. You want to shoot off yours and then shoot your next couple of questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. I've always had Healthy Planet since I was an amateur. They've been behind me and they haven't let go. They've always been here. Big support from them, and same way with my supplements and keeping me healthy. I have a chef, Rampant Chef. He cooks all my meals every week, even when I'm not in fight camp. I still cook it so I don't have to cook for the kids. And, always having food. My wife's a paramedic, so I like to pack her nice, clean meals for work and stuff. I got True 6 North. It's a CBD company. And he just came on board recently. And together, just meeting him, I've been enjoying the products. I've always used Thai liniment, and him and I together have came up with the first of its kind. It's the Milkman liniment, and it's infused with 2,000 milligrams of CBD. So you're warming up your muscles and taking away pain from injury and inflammation. It's the first of its kind. Anyone else out there that copies it, you're just a copycat. We're the first ones. So it's Milkman mixed with True 6 North. It's our CBD liniment. And I'm forgetting, I know. Oh, I said Rampant Chef. That's it. Jake, one question I had for you. Just seeing, your process, it looked like you bulked up a little bit, put on more muscle, and I don't mean bulky like out of shape. But it looks like for this fight, you were a little bit bulkier. Was that part of the process? Was it just COVID weight made that happen, or?
No, it was. I got the call in the end of November that I'd be fighting on February 12th. And I was supposed to fight Marcus Vasquez. Something happened. Then I was supposed to fight Keeman Diop, and it was at a higher weight. It was at 150, I believe. 149 and 150. So a couple pounds heavier. And I knew he was a bigger guy, so I just started lifting weights a little more and doing some strength training more than I usually do. And then obviously that fight fell through because I got injured. It's quite an embarrassing injury, actually, so I won't say it on air. We're all good now.
Like kicking your butt.
Yeah, something like that. No, not really. But we're all good now.
You're making baby number 2.
No. And it actually worked out perfect, because my son was born on the same day I was supposed to find. Actually, at the exact same time I would have been in the ring.
Oh wow!
Pretty interesting.
Cool.
So then they booked this next fight, Caleb, and he's a lot bigger. He usually fights at 54, I believe. So the fight was set at 151, and then it was brought back to 150 because of the title. So I just put on some more size, some more muscle, a little bit more strength, and
definitely looked like it, man. Yeah, you looked at looking at the footage and stuff from your last fight. It's nice though. I really take pride in. I lift and I like to eat. I like to lift and I like to eat, and it's probably some of my favorite hobbies other than punching people in the face. So yeah, I noticed that about you right away. Regan, tell people, is there a strength and conditioning program? Are you solely? There's some fighters that are solely on, hey, I practice the craft and that's it. Do you have a strength and conditioning regime or something that you follow?
I do. I work with a personal trainer actually for the past year, on and off due to COVID. But I used to I always had strength and conditioning that I did my own. But in the past year, I've been trying to look at actually like specifically gaining muscle mass because I'm fighting people. Like the lowest weight class we have at Lion Fight is 110, which is actually like 2 weight classes above what I naturally fight at. And just I felt like I got some mass to be able to actually compete strength-wise with the girls that I'm fighting, or the women I'm fighting, sorry. So that's what I've actually put on, like, I don't know the specifics, but about 7 pounds of muscle in the last year.
Wow.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, man. How come you didn't notice Regan's muscles?
You're never supposed to talk about a girl's weight.
It's true. Yeah, but that's been a big part of my training this year too.
Yeah.
So I have a question for both of you guys. Obviously, Lion Fights is pumping out some really talented fighters. Steven Walker, tornado kick, Cody Coney's crazy hands, Joe Stripling and his crazy elbows and cartwheel kicks and all this cool stuff. So I'm just wondering, of all the fights that you guys have seen just from Lion Fight Motions, or the fighters that you've come across, who's your favorite, or what's your favorite bout you've seen in the last little while? And either one of you guys can shoot off first.
I'm gonna say this because Jake's right here. He knows I'm a huge fan. Pretty much anytime Jake's on the card, I get so stoked because they're so clean and technical, and just like he's so fit going in. I'm sorry, I have to. Yeah, just exciting to watch from beginning to end.
Thanks, appreciate that. I saw an amazing heavyweight fight from Lion Fight the other month. It was Joe Stripling.
Yeah.
What a beast! Like, and doing cartwheel kicks. How much does he weigh? Like 250. He's doing cartwheel kicks. His stamina is incredible. It's like 5 rounds of solid pressure, elbows, knees, punches, mixes the game up so well, and just top quality technique. So I messaged Joe Stripling after, and I was like, man, you're my new favorite heavyweight. So but they've been coming out with some great fights. Lion Fight's been producing some really awesome fights lately. This year's been big, and I think it's going to continue to be big for them. So I'm excited. So
you're probably just as excited as we are to see his bout against Warren Thompson.
Yes.
That one's going to be coming up in the near future as well. I'm super excited. It's always fun to see some heavyweights going at it. And those are both such great guys, good personality. So it should be a good one for sure. Matt, I think we might have time for one more if you want to go.
Yeah, we had them both on the show. I just want to say we had them both on a show, and it's like when we had Joe on, it's like, okay, yeah, well, Joe's now my new favorite, and then Warren, when I was like, yo, this guy's too nice, like, you know. So I want to see them fight, but I hope they just both get knocked out, and then that's it. So when it comes to nutrition, I love, the majority of my career, 14 years is spent just dieting, getting down from all different weight classes. And I know you guys feel that pain. I'm a foodie. I love to eat tacos. And what is your go-to after you fight? You're mowing pizza, you eating tacos, or you're a chicken wing dude? Jake, what's your thing?
I'm a big Mexican fan. I usually
key to my heart. We can hang, bro.
Yeah, honestly, I like all different cultural foods. I love them. Like curry's great too, but for some reason after a fight, I just want tacos, so I go get tacos. Funny enough, the last place we were in where were we? Kansas. Right across the road, literally like a stone's throw away, was just a fast food taco drive-through. It was open 24 hours a day. And it was the only one around, so I just it was brilliant.
It's just to tease you.
Brilliant. It was brilliant.
I love it. One day when we meet, we'll have tacos, my friend.
It was good.
Regan, what's your go-to? Please say tacos. You don't have to say tacos. It's okay.
No pressure.
No, it's funny enough, and I'm not just saying this because I'm your fan, Jake, but I love food too. But I don't really have a go-to. But after my fight, I always like to have a shot of tequila, which is technically Mexican.
I mean, that goes with the tacos. You can hang now too.
Regan, you just became my new best friend.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing anyone said so far.
What about you, Stephanie? We always ask people questions. Everyone knows what's yours, Steph? Come on, you got to have something.
A Caesar, hands down. A really funny story. I was at Nationals. Matt was actually my ref. And I walked into the fight, and my coach kind of knew the background of the girl. And he's like, yeah, you got this. It's a knockout. And I'm like, so nervous, you know. And he's like, knock her out in the first 20 seconds. I'll buy you a drink. It was like 10 seconds in, first 8 count. I looked at my coach. If I knock her out right now, 3? He's like, yep. Like, he bought me 3, but I was smart. I bought fishbowl scissors.
I'll take it. Caesars are okay.
I have a question actually. How we got a little bit of time. It's actually for Jake. So I read your UFC interview, and you spoke a little bit about like what it's like having having an arm and how the media sort of focuses on that, and sometimes it overshadows all the hard work, skill, dedication that you've sort of put into it. It become your focus. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily against it. Like, I mean, it inspires people, and then I get lots of parents of kids with, you know, missing limbs or, you know, cerebral palsy, any kind of disorder or something. I get lots of kids message me, or younger people, and lots of parents of those kids. So it definitely it has great benefits, and I hope it inspires and encourages people, because it can be very, very tough. And you know, I don't even have it bad. There's people that have it really bad, that really struggle with motivation or doing, you know, simple tasks. So I know it's always going to be there, and that's completely fine. But sometimes it gets a little bit annoying when every headline's one-handed fighter knocks out, you know, class competition, whatever, you know, like I'm a fighter, and I knock someone out with a head kick, and I happen to have one hand.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I live with that. That's completely fine. It doesn't annoy me too much. Just now and again, every single headline, one-handed fighter. It is what it is, though. If it helps people, if it encourages people, if it inspires people, then so be it. That's fine.
Well, my man, you're an inspiration, regardless of it or not, just in your skill set at all. If people can't see that, then they shouldn't even be watching the fight, period, because you got some skills, bro. Most definitely.
Man. Thanks.
And knockout power. That's for sure. And one last one for Regan. Regan, when you step in the ring for this next fight, what can we expect?
Expect fireworks. I'm kidding.
I expect fireworks. I expect a great fight.
But yes, I think, well, expect a great fight. It's going to be action-packed, and I've been really working on volume, pressure, like from start to finish, just go, and, you know, outwork and just be better.
And that's one thing I love female fights, is they always bring the action. There's lots and lots of heart, lots of power, lots of go. So I expect to see a really exciting fight. It's going to be a great card. Stephen Walker's also on that card. So I hope that everybody tunes in. You can catch Regan's fight on UFC Fight Pass. You can also see Jake's sick, well-timed liver shot and his TKO that he got. That's still on UFC Fight Pass as well. Like I said, both fighters and Matt are looking for sponsorship. So businesses or people out there, get in touch with them via their social media platforms and help these amazing athletes out in whatever way that you can. Matt, any last words?
Yeah. So right when I got signed with Friday Night Fights, they do this interview and you know, talk about whatever, right? And at the end of it, I said something stupid. I was like, practice your eyebrow raises. so you don't get a cramp. And like everyone in the room just stopped. And I mean, I thought it was hilarious. And when you look at it after, it's funny. Being on Lion Fight, I know there's a lot of stuff. Is there anything, Regan, that you said funny or anything on camera that gets you stumbled?
I like accident all the time. I say ridiculous things, but nothing intentionally funny.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Jake, anything on camera? You seem pretty personable when you're on screen and talking. Is there nerves there? Is there something like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that?
Do you know what? I say some funny things accidentally. I'm not trying to be funny, and I say sometimes I say some embarrassing things, but I'm asking my wife if I've said anything.
Yeah.
No, she can't remember.
There she goes.
Sometimes we come back and after something we have a good laugh because I've just butchered something.
Yeah.
On an interview or something. So I can't remember off the top of my head though. But if you want to laugh, follow me around for a week because stuff happens. Stuff happens.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on. You guys are very hardworking, dedicated, talented people. We really appreciate your time. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. The H.E.R Network is part of the Spanglish World Media Network. Please check us out at spanglishworld.ca for all your news and programming. Spanglish World. Watch it, read it, download it, live it. Thanks again, guys. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Bye.